Nathan O'Brien, a beautiful 5-year-old boy with the face of an angel. Seen here on home video, celebrating his birthday in his favorite superhero costume.
Nathan, how old are you today?
5.
But would his 5th birthday be his last? Nathan has gone missing, and so have his grandparents. The trio disappeared after Nathan had a sleepover at their house. All that was left, a home awash in blood and too many questions.
I think police were hoping that they had been kidnapped and were being held somewhere.
Nathan, I need you to hear my voice right now, and I need you to know that Mommy and Daddy love you more than anything in this world. We know you are our superhero, and I just need you to stay strong, and we are gonna see you.
An Amber Alert doesn't yield results, but within days, over 1,300 tips pour in. So many that it crashed the police department's computer system. Cops analyze hundreds of hours of surveillance tape. Then something suspicious catches their eye.
They went to all of these homes in the neighborhood, and they found this green, like mid-70s Ford F-150 truck. Very distinctive looking.
Police release a flyer with a picture of the green pickup spotted on the grandparents' street the night they disappeared. And it wasn't long before cops get a call from a woman who said she recognized the truck. It belonged to her brother.
So the sister turned him in.
She did.
The owner of that truck is a man named Doug Garland, and police now want to talk to him. They nab him at a traffic stop and hold him in jail on a previous false identity charge.
He was always very quiet and didn't reveal anything to the police.
Meanwhile, Canadian Mounties storm the 40-acre farm where Garland lives with his elderly parents on an emergency hostage rescue. But no one was found, either alive or dead. But there was something. One of the first things they notice, a burn barrel smoldering near the greenhouse. Inside the tank, nothing but ash.
There's no blood, there's no sign of any evidence.
Back at police headquarters, Garland is released on bail and given strict instructions not to go back to the farm. In the meantime, cops secure a warrant and scour every inch of the sprawling property. What they find is bone-chilling. Hidden away in basement rafters, police find a computer hard drive.
And that's when all the House of Horrors stuff starts coming out.
On that hard drive, reams of painstaking research on gruesome and violent topics.
He downloaded a bunch of things. Things like attack your victims at like 3 o'clock in the morning, that the element of surprise, painful ways to torture.
Cops say the hard drive was also littered with images of his alleged sexual obsessions.
What's the fetish part?
Well, he had quite a fetish about adult diapers. And there were a number of pictures of men and women being restrained, perhaps killed, wearing adult diapers.
Every inch of the place was searched, including the basement office with a library of the macabre.
Garland also had some books. Anything there?
Yes, one was a book on how to poison people. Another one was called The Joy of Killing.
And also in the basement, a cross-dresser's fantasy.
The set of prosthetic breasts, the 2 long blonde women's wigs that were on these mannequin heads.
Racks of women's clothing in Garland's size, and a vast collection of shoes.
He had how many pairs of shoes?
89 pairs, men and women, and in his size.
And curiously, in the closet, an empty shoebox. But missing from that box, a pair of size 13 Dr. Scholl tennis shoes. Then, cops seized boxes filled with weapons, handcuffs, some in a child's size, hacksaw blades, leather straps, bone saws, knives, guns, and a straitjacket. But what investigators don't find? Bodies.
I mean, the police went on their hands and knees, elbow to elbow, going through the grass, through that entire acreage.
But of all the disturbing clues, one stood out. the smoldering burn barrel. Cops had noticed it during the first search of the farm. This time, investigators take a closer look.
They went through everything, sifting. Kind of like gold mining almost, where they go layer by layer by layer.
Panning, yeah.
Yeah.
And sifting through the ashes, they find a baby tooth.
They found the burnt flesh, a lot of the bone fragments in the embers of the burning barrel.
Was Doug Garland a sadistic killer? And why would he want to murder a precious child and his grandparents?
Because of their past history.
Not long after collecting evidence, cops soon learn that Garland is no stranger to Alvin and Kathy Lickness. They actually had a layered and complex relationship that went back years.
So this is a very tangled relationship.
It was just a very strange set of circumstances on how they actually all became acquainted.
Garland's sister Patty, the one who reported the truck, is married to Lickness, his son. But the detail that sparked cops' interest, Alvin, a successful entrepreneur, employed Garland years before.
Patty's husband had suggested that when Alvin Lickness was looking for someone to work with, that Doug would be possibly a good choice because, you know, he had some education and he was fairly handy, and he wasn't doing anything.
The two men worked on a pump invention together, but the project never went anywhere, and Lickness eventually fired Garland.
They had worked together on building a pump for the oil and gas sector. But the brains was Alvin Lickness, and it was his invention. It never made a penny. It never got used, but apparently Doug Garland was angry and bitter over it for years.
Bitter enough for murder? While mountains of incriminating evidence are piling up and more intel on Garland's history with the couple, cops are keeping a close eye on the 57-year-old, following his every move. Here he is caught on surveillance camera at an auto parts store buying what looks like circular saw blades. Police are especially interested in what he's wearing. Look closely. On his feet, the same Dr. Scholl's missing from the shoebox. Do they match blood-soaked prints found at the grandparents' home?
They actually have a shoe database federally in Canada. They matched it to a Dr. Scholl's running shoe, and they were able to trace it to a certain style.
Next up, police make their move.
The police were looking for him.
But Doug Garland gives cops the slip.